Hello my friends, welcome to part 7 of BMW Authority models Bargain or Bust. In this part we're going to get into the 1150 RT models, and this is the first 1150 RT that came to my shop.
Hi, in the shop today we have an R1150 RTP, former police bike. This particular unit has 33,000 miles on it. This is probably the worst brake system that has ever been on any motorcycle in the world. For those of you unfamiliar, this has electrically power-assisted brakes. Yes, that's what I said. Electrically power-assisted brakes. So, when you apply the brakes, you get to listen to all that crap. This particular bike has a problem. Keeps coming up, rear servo pump failure, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's all part of the servo unit under here. That unit is $2,200 plus a whole lot of labor to change it. When you step on your brake or apply your brake, that does not turn the brake lights on. The brake light switch actually goes to the servo. The brake light switches activate the servo. The servo activates your brake light bulb in the back. I have had a couple bikes here where the brake lights didn't work because of a bad servo. Bad fucking idea. The finish on the rim is destroyed. The rim has a lot of damage. The whole freaking edge is worn off. That's pretty substantial amount of that rim removed. Ground off.
This one had evidence of the caliper coming off at some time. Whatever shop used to service this forgot to put a bolt in.
Incorrect hardware on the caliper. Still has the charcoal canister on it. We have wires cut off and just hacked off and covered with goop. Valve covers are beat. All the hardware on the brake rotor. Mirrors are beat up, which is normal. Still has the switch pack. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with these brakes. Definitely have some issues. We have masking tape here. We have a whole bundle of wires just fucking cut off here. This bike is in rough freaking shape. We have now found the diagnostic plug back here. It belongs here in a little metal clip. And not here, right there. And the wire harness runs underneath the frame here. So this thing's been apart because it doesn't belong there. It should be here. The wires should not even run under that bracket. Bought the stuff unplugged, no big deal. Strobe, siren, etc. This stuff is all just freaking wrapped up in electrical tape. What a mess. So now we can get to the plug. I can see what the hell this has got for issues. As we can see, this battery is freaking empty. I am amazed this thing even starts. This reservoir's full. Front was low. That's a normal situation right there. This servo just stopped. Anyway, that's the way it should be. You go 2.5 miles per hour, that light should go out, which it did. Rear brake applied. If you really stomp on the rear brake, you get your brake warning. Something has failed. I don't like the fact that the servo hangs on. The lever feels fine. It's not from a sticky master cylinder pivot. horrible. So, need some more digging to do. The fluid in this system is absolutely nasty looking. It's just freaking black shit. As I said, this fluid is black. We have a new fresh reservoir hooked up to it. So we crack this open. See the freaking black fluid just purging out of this system. Just sucks that right down. There's the bleeder. It's still black. That's one of the problems with this brake system. These stinking things, the dealers were charging $350 to bleed the brakes. It's supposed to be done every year. Kind of climate that we have in New Hampshire, the humidity changes, it really should be done twice a year. It's $700 a year in fucking brake maintenance. Silly. The other brake system customer can do it themselves. So we are back. Let's flush this some more. Alright, we're going to do this one more time. I want to get some clean fluid through this. Alright, power on. Okay, we are now getting cleaner fluid. Alright, here we go again. That reservoir doing, we're at half. Our fluid looks pretty damn clean. I'm okay with that.
You don't want to just drain
and we'll see what we can do with the brakes now. And we're going to eliminate this whole system today. It's going away. We will lose this whiny power bullshit. Because the dealer obviously won't do it because of liability. They'd rather see you spend $2,200 every 4 years and buy a new fucking servo unit. Screw that. Get rid of this whole freaking system. You'll have better brakes with a lot less maintenance and a brake system that you can flush the fluid yourself at home, beer in hand, without any effort. Lines are disconnected. It's unbolted. Unit comes right out. We're gonna weigh this servo unit. How's that? 11 freaking pounds. We're pushing 13 pounds here between the servo unit, the brake lines, and the fittings that were removed. We're flushing the front brake fluid and bleeding it. There's pulling fluid from. You don't want this master cylinder to run dry. Always make sure there's fluid in it. What you could do is put speed bleeders into the calipers, and that would allow a person to flush the brakes all by themselves. Front brake activated brake light. Rear brake activated brake light. While eliminating the servos, it's a good time to replace this stupid BMW clutch bleeder with a speed bleeder. You can retain a little foamy cushion to go over it later and zip tie it on there. But it's a good time to flush this fluid. This particular bike, some freaking moron has filled this above the maximum level. I say it again, I say it every day. You do not ever run the clutch reservoir fluid level higher than a little above minimum. As the clutch wears, the level goes up, not down. If you have this at maximum like this, this clutch is going to be burnt out within 5,000–6,000 miles. The clutch wears, the fluid comes up, it can't go anywhere, and what happens? It applies pressure. to the slave cylinder, which applies pressure to the rod, which pushes on the spring plate, which makes the disc slip. Then it glazes, and that whole clutch pack is shit. And then you're in $1,100 in parts if it's an 1150 like this one is, and plus the labor. You know, you're looking at $1,000 labor and $1,100 in parts in this case, just for one stupid fuck up by having too much fluid in there. Don't fill the fucking reservoir. It should be at minimum. There's no issue with the slave cylinder at this point because the clutch fluid was just a little bit yellow, mostly clear. If it had been dark brown, it would mean the fluid hasn't been changed in a long time. If it were to be black or gray with gray metallic in it, then we know the slave cylinder would be shit and we'd be removing that. Fortunately, we don't have that issue. Customers into this for a fair amount of money. This bike came in with a Two Brothers exhaust, which was 109 decibels at idle. 109 decibels. Damn loud. The customer agreed to allow me to change and install a used stock exhaust system, so the bike is much quieter now. We changed this exhaust to a stock exhaust. Our previous exhaust was a Two Brothers. That thing was 109 decibels at 1500 RPM. The bike needs tires, it needs, you know, we've obviously removed the servos because of the brake failure problem. I suspect it could use a service. It didn't run that great when I test rode it before, so, you know, we're trying to save as much money as possible on this and get her back on the road as quick as we can. And flush the clutch circuit and the brake circuit, obviously, new battery. Back to the stock exhaust, and we've made a bunch of other modifications to this bike and serviced it and put new tires on, and it should be ready to go.
Thank you for watching, my friends. If you have enjoyed this video, please stay tuned. There will be more. Thanks to my supporters on Patreon. They're the ones who fund this project. If you'd like to be one of those special people, please visit my Patreon page, where for a small monthly fee, you get to see stuff that's unfortunately not going to be able to be posted here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, my friends. You'll see me again soon. Take care.